It's game 3 of this Rockies-Giants 4-game series here in mid-September. Mark Razum and the crew doing a great job with the field as they get things ready for this matchup. Because it rained a little bit, we'll start at about 6:30 or so as we get you back inside here to Coors Field. Mark Stout, Tracy Ringlesby, Jeff Houston. We've got a pitching matchup with a couple of young lefties. One a 22-year-old, Drew Pomerantz. The other a 24-year-old, Eric Surkamp of San Fran.
Well, Surkamp's 3-0 so far for the Giants. Big, tall guy, but you think he's going to be an overpowering type of pitcher. He does have a live fastball, but he relies on his curveball, his changeup more than anything. And he reminds me a lot of Barry Zito with the high socks, the body build, and who knows, he might be filling in for Zito come next year if they are able to get rid of him.
Yeah, what you really want to see here is, like you said, he's a changeup, he's a curveball pitcher. How quickly is he going to make the adjustment to his release point at Coors Field? Because that's what Bert Hooton always used to say it's more about adjustments. Mr. Pomerantz, he just needs to go out and pitch like he did last Sunday in his big league debut. 5 shutout innings, 63 pitches. He's got that out of the way, that first big league win. He's ready to move forward, Jeff.
It's going to be a different night for him. Not quite the nerves and jitters that you have for your first big league start, but there'll still be some because you're facing another major league team in the San Francisco Giants.
You're facing the defending World Series champions, of course, and when we come back, we'll talk about the Giants. Bruce Bochy's team is on a bit of a roll, and they've still got playoff hopes when we come back.
No Pablo Sandoval, at least initially tonight. Mark DeRosa is going to get the start against the young left-hander. Brett Pill's got big-time power. He'll be at first base in the 5-hole. The veteran Orlando Cabrera will be next. Then Justin Christian will bat 7th. Chris Stewart, who swung the bat very well last night. And Eric Surkamp. And here's Drew Pomerantz on the hill. And again, over the last 6 weeks, folks, he has thrown only 15 innings, 10 at Tulsa and 5 in the start George was describing against the Cincinnati Reds, and 11 of those 15 innings have been perfect.
Well, the thing about him, he's very comfortable within himself. In other words, he knows how to repeat his delivery. He knows what it takes to get people out, and he's done a great job of that when he went against the Cincinnati Reds the other day. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Got himself in 2 jams. What happened? Came inside, got the strikeout for 1. The other was a ground ball out that he did a really nice job with. But I also thought that they caught the ball well with him on the mound, and I think you'll see that again tonight with Willeen Rosario behind the plate. Willeen caught him in those 10 shutout innings in Tulsa, Oklahoma before coming here. So you hope for good things to happen. And again, their lineup is not their normal lineup. They have some guys out of it. Pablo Sandoval, the most notable, as he's had a big series against the Rockies so far. He's out of their lineup. But again, this is a team that's still trying to chase down the Arizona Diamondbacks. They'll do what they can to rattle the young left-hander.
Now here's how the Rockies will align defensively. You should note that there's 3 players out there that are not playing their quote-unquote natural position. Eric Young came up as a second baseman. He's in left field. Ty Wigginton's always been more of a third baseman. He's getting just his second start in right field. George Pacheco was a second baseman primarily at New Mexico, and in his first year in the big leagues was converted to catcher, and now he's playing third base. And we've seen him the last couple of days at first. Hector Gomez is getting his first career start. Just got to the big leagues yesterday. Had a couple at bats late in that ball game and was 0 for 2. Willeen Rosario again behind the plate. And there's Hector Gomez wearing a good number for shortstops. When Walt Weiss wore number 22, he could pick it a little bit.
Will rely on Richie Dower a lot to move him around in the infield and positioning against these hitters.
And as he did, George, in his first start, Pomerantz comes right after you, and he was very steady in the strike zone.
Well, low in the strike zone. That's what's been so impressive for me.
And it's on the ground to third. And Pacheco makes a nice play. 1 out. Well, it was pouring about an hour and a half ago, and now you look out there and it's just flat beautiful. It's a perfect like Colorado evening.
A scheduled 6:25 start, that's all.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And the forecast for the rest of the night does include the possibility of showers. Game time temperature 61 degrees. Jeff Keppinger will step in, and he takes a fastball just off the outside corner. Ball 1. Those numbers you saw there include his time in Houston. That's a strike. Keppinger just 3 for his last 17. And over the last 11, 8 for 43. So he's been scuffling a bit. And he hits it on the ground to Mark Ellis. 2 outs. In watching how a pitcher works, you know, we always are fascinated with the guys that throw super hard and earn a lot of punch outs. One of the things I know you and I look for, George, is mishit balls.
Absolutely. I mean, he works both sides of the plate. He'll stay down, but when he needs to elevate, he can. He's got enough juice on the fastball to do it. He's all about contact and all about outs. That's why 5 innings, 83 pitches in his last start.
Off the outside corner, ball 1. Carlos Beltran is hitting his last 5 to the tune of a .450 average. And that ball cuts too far inside. It's 2-0. (3-0) on Beltran.
I think it's one thing he's learned, and it's a valuable lesson to learn early in a ball game. Walks will kill you when you get into the middle of the lineup, and the long ball can tally boards in a hurry. And I think falling behind 3-0 is just a gut shot fastball right down the middle.
And that catches the inside corner. It's 3-2.
Well, remember, Paul Schreiber's got to get comfortable with seeing Drew Pomeranz and where he likes to work. He likes to work down in the strike zone. He's not typically an elevated guy, but this is received very well in the bottom half of the zone by Willeen Rosario.
And a base hit back up the middle. So Beltran, a modest 6-game hitting streak now. And that'll bring up Mark DeRosa. Yeah, Giambi's been in the game so long. Beltran's been in the game a long time. It's like old home week at first base, huh?
Have a little visit. How you been? What's been going on? Your beard's a little grayer than mine. What happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, we both hit pretty good. Yeah, you guys hit pretty good.
Two very talented guys right there. Here's Mark DeRosa. He's had a long and very good career. Battled wrist injuries the last couple of seasons. Mark's making just his 15th start of the year. Lifetime against the Rockies. Colorado's taking care of business against DeRosa. Just a .230 average, and he's hitless this year in 11 at bats. And the 1-0's in there, 1-1. Pulled the string a little bit. It's 1-2. Pomeranz had a funny line, I thought. He was being honest. He wasn't trying to be cute or be humorous, but after the ball game that he won against Cincinnati, he said, you know, I wasn't that nervous on the mound. He said, I was really nervous, though, when I came up to the plate to hit.
Tried to bunt the ball for the first time. And that's what his dad said. He said, you know what, he hadn't hit since high school. I was happy to see him get the bunt down.
Isn't that funny? And it's just comfort level, right?
Well, absolutely it is. Well, you know, it was a big part of the game, too. He was trying to advance runners into scoring position.
3-2 on DeRosa. And now he walks DeRosa after giving up the base hit to Beltran. So that'll bring up Brett Pill.
Talking with Bruce Bochy, he said Mr. Pill was a prospect big time, fell off of that prospect chart, taken off the 40-man roster the last couple of years in Fresno, and earned the right to get back where he is. And, you know, Drew mentioned earlier a lot of power. Well, he does have that. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs in just his short stint with this ball club. He's been around in a while, and he knows how to swing the bat. 6'4", 230. Big, strong first baseman. They started to work him out a little bit, amazingly. You think about this, second base. Can you imagine a 6'4", 230 second baseman?
No, he's from the same town as in Southern California, Covina, as Jason Giambi. He went to Cal State Fullerton. 2 on, 2 outs. And there's that good curveball. First time he's broken that out.
First time in this ball game. It's more like a spike curveball, so he can add a lot more velocity to it than a typical curveball that'll be thrown 72 to 77. See the fingernail up high on the baseball. Rotate forward. As it gets to the plate, they call it a spike. Typically, it'll end up right there, down in the dirt.
Good job blocking the 5-hole by Rosario. 2-strike count on Pill. Beltran at second. DeRosa at first, just underway. We had about a 20-minute rain delay. Hector Gomez will go the short way just in time to Mark Ellis. Andrew Pomeranz is out of that first inning. We'll see the Rockies offensively. We come to you tonight from the Camarena Club out in center field. ago. Longtime teammates. Same handshake George and I utilized before we roll tape here.
I thought we headbutted.
That's the last part of it, but you got cut. And we never do that.
These knots on my forehead.
After Dexter, Jordan Pacheco, why not? He's hitting third with a 6-game hitting streak. Jason Giambi will back cleanup. Then Ty Wiggins hit. Mark Ellis is a 9-game hitting streak. Willeen Rosario will bat 7th. Hector Gomez in his first career start will bat 8th. In front of Drew Pomerantz, who's the real veteran of the bottom of the lineup. He has one start already under his belt.
Yeah, there's not at the bottom of this lineup today for the Rockies. I mean, you're right. Not a whole lot there. Rosario, Gomez, they've had their bats. Gomez got his 2 yesterday. He should be warmed up and ready to go.
That's right. Eric Surkamp, who that's where he'll work in the upper 80s with his fastball. He has an outstanding curveball. In fact, they've gotten him off the curveball a little bit, George, because he would throw it in their minds a little bit too much. And the catch is made by Beltran. 1 out.
Well, let's take a look at his overall numbers, because he has pitched very well at the big league level. 16 2/3. And Drew mentioned he's not going to strike out a whole bunch of people. The ball's going to get put in play. Yet he figures out a way to win, and there is a value on these kind of guys that figure out a way to win baseball games, and he does just that.
Dexter Fowler from the right side. Dex was 0 for 5 yesterday. You know, it's interesting because when you look at the notes, do your preparation for a ball game, you're always looking at, okay, how's this hitter faced, how's he done in matchups against a particular pitcher? Well, at least at the big league level, there's nobody on the Rockies who've obviously ever seen Surkamp, because this is his 4th big league start, and there's nobody on the Giants who've ever seen Drew Pomerantz.
That works to a lot of advantage, and if they have, it's been a short stint, spring training. You know, where you saw him maybe an inning on a backfield in a B game or something. You know, with Surkamp, now he was in Fresno for a bigger part of the year this year. So some of the guys, not many,
well,
because Rosario and Gomez were both in Tulsa the entire year.
So it had to be E.Y. Dexter, Jordan Pacheco. They all had time in AAA this year.
If they saw him at that time, too. He spent a majority of the year in AA this year before getting the call up here.
He was 10-4 in Richmond, so not, as George mentioned, not a lot of time even at Fresno. So a 1-out walk for Fowler. And here's what San Francisco looks like defensively. Justin Christian, Andres Torres, Carlos Beltran in the outfield, DeRosa and Cabrera left side. Those guys have, speaking of gray in their beard, Keppinger and Brett Pill on the right side, along with Chris Stewart behind the plate.
First time you've seen this left-handers move, get a big lead, make it one way going back. You saw Dexter there take the step back to the back. Make him draw a throw to first base to see what his arms do, see what his leg does. Try to find out if there's something in there you could depict that'll help you get a better jump.
Jordan Pacheco has been so impressive offensively. Last night he had 3 more hits, 3 for 4. And this is going to be out of play down the right field line. Good effort by Beltran. Let's take a look at Jordan's evening yesterday. Breaking ball, kept the hands back, George, served it to left field, and then he stayed right in the middle of the diamond.
Well, typically what he'll do, line drive hitter. And you know what? RBIs are RBIs. The ball doesn't have to go off the wall in order to make it a better RBI. It's an RBI. He's got 7 of them so far in a short stint in the big league. He's a guy in this situation, you can hit and run with him. He handles the bat very well.
Dexter moving back to the bag, and that pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike on Pacheco. I asked him today, I said, so you feeling more comfortable each day? He said, I don't know about that. He's a very humble kid. And I think, you know, he added a little bit more having to do with defense. His brain right now is scrambling. All right, I'm at third right now. Now I'm at first, and I have to remember what cuts I have. And he's been moved around so far in his brief big league career, but it has not affected what he's done at the plate. I know one guy who's really impressed. That's Troy Tulowitzki.
Everybody's really impressed with him in spring training. And right at the very end, you know, and all of a sudden you start facing the guys, and as they get ready to go out and start a season, meaning the rotation of a starting ball club, all of a sudden you can start getting pitched a little bit differently. And he had some trouble at the end of spring training, probably kept him from making the team coming out of spring training.
And did not have a great year offensively in Colorado Springs. You'd be the first to admit that.
Well, and I think too, though, whenever you sit down and you talk to Renee Lassman, who's the hitting coach there, and he's been a big league manager, he's been in baseball 50-something years. He says there was a lot of line drive outs. There was a lot of dead balls hit hard. His average very easily could have been in a low 300s if he'd have had some luck his way. He played in 92. He got hit in the face with a pitched ball, so he missed some games there.
He's always hit.
He's hit everywhere he's been. I've watched him since 07 when he signed went to Casper, Wyoming. He hit.
One out, Dexter with a 3-2 pitch. We'll see if he's moving here. There he goes, breaking ball, and that's fouled back.
Lifetime 300 hitter in the minor leagues, Pacheco, 303, and he's still trying to perfect the art of catching this year. Earlier, he just spent a lot of time on trying to learn how to call games, read hitters. Because when you get to AAA, you're facing a bunch of veteran guys. They've all been in the big leagues, a majority of them. A lot of them insurance policies, but they've been in the big leagues, so they know how to hit and they know how to play.
Bottom of inning number 1. Giants have won the first 2 in this 4-game set. 9-1 yesterday, 8-5 on Thursday night. Giants have won 6 straight games. Their longest winning streak this year is 7, and they're averaging 6.5 runs a game their last 6. Bruce Bochy saying, man, 39 runs over 6 ball games. You kidding me? It took us a month to produce that earlier in the year.
Well, that's been a history of their deal. I mean, there's so much studies going on throughout their minor league system because they're in Fresno, which is in the PCL also, just like the Rockies AAA team.
It's going, and this is popped up.
You know, they're trying to figure out a way that they can turn around and really truly evaluate their offensive team in Fresno, because it's really difficult to do it in the PCL and say, what do you really have? Do I have that 360 hitter, or is he truly a 280 hitter?
Same thing we were discussing with the Rockies.
Exactly. Same thing that you deal with down in Colorado Springs. In the PCL, when you go to Fresno, you go to Tucson, you go to Reno, you go to Vegas. You know, all those places play at such high sea level that it's at a high level. It's very difficult to judge talent.
So Giambi at the plate, the only lefty in the lineup tonight against Surkamp. He gets a slider for a strike.
And part of that is because, you know, it's not an overpowering fastball. It's, you know, like Drew mentioned earlier, he's going to throw a fastball 84 to 90. He's going to throw a cutter 82, 83. He's going to throw the curveball. And you figure Giambi's bat in the lineup, good place for him to be. Stop picking on Dexter. He's not going anywhere right now. You know, one more shot at this thing, inside fastball. And when that happened, and the catcher's already set up inside, it makes it easier for him to make that move to first base as Stewart did.
1-1 and a good slider. He moved that one a little further off the plate. See if he goes back to the slider. He does. And, you know, an outstanding hitter like Giambi, you show it to him 2 or 3 times, he starts to get a feel for your release point with it.
For the break of the baseball, how sharp it is. I think that's the key. He sees it coming out of the hand. He knows where it is, and he can tell, is it sharp, is it not sharp? And Surkamp has yet to throw that big hook he throws.
2-2. There's the curveball. And Giambi had not seen that pitch yet. So Surkamp, known for the great curveball, dropped one on Jason Giambi. Will go to the second. You outside Coors Field on a Saturday night. Time for our Geico quote of the day. Will Clark, he could swing the bat, former Mississippi State star. I never go up to the plate without a plan. The plan, however, depends on what you've seen from the pitcher, what his tendencies are, how the game situation is, and what he's most likely to throw at that point in time. Will the Thrill, tremendous hitter. Ty Wigginton will be up next inning. I hadn't flipped my book over yet. Orlando Cabrera, Justin Christian, and Chris Stewart. Cabrera came in a trade right before the deadline. That is a position that the Giants really need to address. Shortstop.
I mentioned last night the last really true shortstop they had. Not that he had tremendous range, was Rich Aurelian. He had all the home runs and drove in runs, and then since then it's been just kind of a grouping of different guys. Juan Uribe, who left and went to the Dodgers, signed a 3-year free agent contract. That hurt them in the offseason. Nobody anticipated that he would leave the Giants, and then all of a sudden he leaves. So now they're scrambling around trying to find a shortstop, and Cabrera was one of those guys, veteran guy that was available at the deadline. They took him.
And he does not look good there. Strikes out on a Drew Pomerantz curveball. First strikeout for Pomerantz. One out in the second inning, and that'll bring up Justin Christian. The Giants, not known for the long ball, have hit a bunch in this series. 5 already, 3 yesterday. Brandon Belt has 2 of the 5. And that was Cody Ross hitting his 100th career home run. Chris Stewart has a home run.
He's the only one in the lineup tonight out of all those people we just showed you, with Pomerantz up and out on the mound. Sandoval is not in the lineup for some reason. And Belt's out of the lineup. We have 2 home runs in the series in the first 2 games.
"31-year-old Justin Christian toiled a long time in the minor leagues. He got into 24 ball games with the Yankees back in 2008. 10 for 40. 3-1. glove of Pacheco. And Justin Christian will reach.
Again, folks, remember when you watch Jordan Pacheco at third base, his actual first game, he was here at the big league level. He played sparingly at the minor league level, occasionally over at third base. But I mean, it's truly playing it consistently. It's happened here at the big leagues.
They haven't scored that yet. Chris Stewart at the plate. And they're calling it a base hit. It's hard enough to play at this level, especially when you've first arrived. Now the uneasiness of playing a position that is still really foreign to you. Not easy.
Well, it's really difficult. The action of the ball, they call it the hot corner for a reason. I mean, the ball's on you much quicker than any position he's ever played. As a matter of fact, he didn't play first base at all until the fall there.
Runner going, and that's the first time anybody's stolen a bag against Rosario behind the plate. Christian goes on Pomerantz's first move.
Well, that got a huge jump for him. Foot comes up, and he saw the knee go back. A quick look back to the home plate area. The head first slide just ahead of the throw and a little bit into the dirt area. So Ellis tried to scoop it. The ball had pretty good carry on it.
This is bounced to short. Gomez on the move, throws to Giambi. 2 outs. Stewart retired. Christian will go to third. That'll bring up Eric Surkamp, who is without a hit so far in his big league career. Call Safelite Auto Glass at 303-287-5000 if your windshield is damaged, or go to safelite.com. And back up the middle, a base hit and an RBI for Eric Surkamp. First to everything for him. And it's also the first run Drew Pomerantz has given up in his big league career.
Let's see what his pitch was. Fastball right back up the middle. Guy looks like he's been doing this his whole life, swinging a bat. Soft jog in. Stolen base plays a role here. And him able to score the first run of the ball game. Last night it was Madison Bumgarner hit a double. Had 2 RBIs, had a single also.
Well, somebody said something funny, because Joe West, Eric Surkamp, Jason Giambi all
giggling
away.
Well, San Francisco pitchers, I'm being told by Tracy Ringlesby in this series, 5 for 9, 4 runs, 3 RBIs.
Two and out. Two balls, 2 strikes on Andres Torres. He grounded to third his first time up. 2 hits in the inning, a run for the Giants. Started the day 6 games behind Arizona, 5 behind Atlanta in the wild card, but St. Louis is also ahead of them in the wild card. That's strike 3. 2 punch outs in the inning. but the Giants score the first run.
Rockies look up there by the Camarena Loft. And welcome back to Coors Field. Mark Stout with you. Hector Gomez gets his first start in the big leagues. Of course, he played last night. I asked Jim Tracy why, and he said it was twofold: for Gomez to get the start, and also for another rookie shortstop to take a little bit of a break.
I think you got to give a tip of the cap to Tommy Field in that he was sitting at home, and then it's, oh, by the way, get on a plane and meet us here in Denver. And then when he walks in with his travel bag, he sees that he's in the lineup against the Cincinnati Reds. That's a fairly quick evolution right there. But, you know, he's made the plays. He's gotten himself some base hits. He played extremely well for us in the series in Milwaukee.
We just watched Orlando Cabrera, the Giants shortstop, make a grab on Ty Wingate. And Drew and George, you were talking about shortstops in San Fran. Hector Gomez told me today his favorite shortstop growing up was Miguel Tejada, who they had, of course, at the beginning of this year and then let go just about a month ago. Guys?
Yeah, Miguel Tejada was one of those great players, too. Remember we did a first yearly one, was it like in 2000 or something? We had to go out to Oakland, and that guy was something else. Everything he produced was line drive, base hits, RBIs. It was fun guy to watch.
He's an American League MVP with the A's shortly after Giambi was an MVP. One ball, one strike on Mark Ellis. Mark riding a 9-game hitting streak. Rockies with the loss yesterday, now 38-38 at Coors Field this year. Paul Schreiber lets everybody know that's in the zone. It's 1-2. Joe West at first, Angel Campos, and also Sam Holbrook, left field. 2 outs. Who wants tacos when the Rockies score 7 or more in any ball game? The next day, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations between 4 and 6 for your Rockies Tacos Special. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell. 2 outs, nobody on. Willeen Rosario will come up. Rosario got a first last night, a triple. This ball is well hit. This one kisses one hop off the wall. Rosario in a second. with a double. So Lee continued to impress with that bat.
Trying to go fastball, but every time he's hurt somebody, it's been in the middle of the plate, and that's where this pitch is. Out over the middle of the plate, and he jumped early. He didn't allow him to get to the slider, didn't allow him to get to the curveball. He allowed him to go right after the fastball early. It didn't get into a pitcher's count. He just smacked the baseball.
Safe and secure at second base. New York Life. Hector Gomez in his third plate appearance in the big leagues. Yeah, they heard about me. They passed on me. They didn't want any part
they
of
saw
my action.
They saw that I hit 228 in Double-A. They're scared. I understand. I get it. Bochy's like, you know what? 1-0 ball game. And of course, unfortunately, we can't see the Arizona scoreboard, so we don't know what Arizona did or has done tonight or today. Tracy, what has Arizona done today? They playing tonight? He's checking. There it is. 1-0.
1-0.
So, Bochy's watching the same thing everybody else is watching.
Well, you know,
Play
I think
for a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think more often than not at this stage of a game, particularly at Coors Field, you're going to go after the 8-hole hitter, particularly when he's a kid with 2 at-bats in the big leagues.
You're
20 hours ago.
You're going to go after him, except for the fact you're going to take advantage of outs any way you can, because this pitcher has not hit a lot. Talking about Drew Pomeranz, maybe he can return the favor because Surkamp hadn't either. But when you are missing Helton, you're missing Gonzalez, you're missing Tulowitzki out of your lineup, that changes the complexion of the way this game may unfold.
And he's a little bit late on that fastball. It's 0-2. And the breaking ball strikes out Pomeranz. Rosario doubled. Gomez intentionally walked. 2 left on. 1-0 San Francisco. By AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by McDonald's, brighten up your day with a free small premium roast coffee at McDonald's only until September 25th. Giants have a run. They got in the second inning. Eric Surkamp, a 2-out base hit up the middle off Drew Pomeranz. Now Pomeranz will face Jeff Keppinger, Carlos Beltran, and Mark DeRosa all for the second time. Two tall left-handers. Pomeranz out of the Memphis, Tennessee area. Went to Ole Miss. Well, congratulations to John Embry and the University of Colorado. They beat Colorado State this afternoon 28-14. Came from behind to do it. And John Embry gets his first victory as the head coach in Boulder.
And I'm sure that felt like the hardest one. You know, you're thinking about that first one, the pressure of replacing and wanting to win, because all the talk in the newspaper, all the talk on television, radio, doesn't substitute for what you're doing out on that field, and that's win football games. That's what you're here for.
Well, I know John will have nothing of the word rebuilding. That's not part of his vocabulary. He said, I'm not going to sell my seniors down the road and say, hey, yeah, I'm coming in, we're rebuilding. Your senior year doesn't mean anything. He's about trying to win now. He's playing a very difficult schedule. Steve Fairchild looks like they're going to have an improved football team. That's down the third base line. Carlos Beltran in the second with a double. He had a single his first time up.
Veteran hitter is going to be in a situation of where they are and where you put it. And I think this is something he did. He got a ball up into the zone and typically would cut in on the hands. Beltran just got to it earlier. Pacheco with the dive, just not in time to get after that. So unfortunately, he got a one-out double, his 36th of the season.
And for a guy who's been beat up, George, he has a chance to hit 300 this year with 40 doubles. He already has 20 home runs. Mark DeRosa, he walked his first time.
Kind of like being out here, Drew. We just got cupcakes with the baseballs. You know, the fans that sit out in the Todd Helton fan club in center field always put the banner out and everything. That's brought you some cupcakes. We only got one. Tracy got 4.
Well, Tracy's already polished off the first 3.
Yeah, he has. Tracy, you doing all right over there? You got. It's not snowing. Crashed. Let's shoot Tracy over here.
He just wants his
Look,
Wyoming
he's got
stuff
a Wyoming
on.
park on. He's got cupcakes. He's got coffee.
Cowboys blocked an extra point in the waning seconds to hold on 28-27 over Bowling Green on the road. Runner going and out at third base. Willeen Rosario throws out Carlos Beltran.
Bad knees and all. Bad body. I mean, trying to steal a base here. Obviously felt like Pomeranz had gotten into a habit. The one thing he forgot about is the arm of Willeen. Now, there is nothing more than to stand up and utilize arm strength to make this throw right on the money to Pacheco, and if Pacheco able to apply the tag. See, a small thing there. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. Look at Pacheco's left foot. See how it's blocking the sliding foot of Beltran. That kept and prevented him from getting to the bag. Now, a lot of third basemen will put the leg down. He has his foot right in front of the bag. That prevented from Beltran to get to it. Nice job by everyone.
Well, the thing you always want to check out. Here's the 3-1. Fouled off 3-2. If you're going to do that, know whether the runner's got metal spikes on or the rubber.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get in the locker room to look at all that, but you hope they have on the rubber cleats. But that's why I said I don't think he did it on purpose. A lot of guys will put their leg down in front of it on guys.
Swung on and nice job. Pomeranz throws it by Mark DeRosa. Third strikeout for Pomeranz. 1-0, middle of 3. Rockies, EY, Dexter Fowler, Jordan Pacheco. Toyota Talk comes your way as it does every night in the 6th inning. Text Toyota followed by a space. And then your comments on the Rockies, questions perhaps, to 720-720. Eric Surkamp on the hill for San Francisco. Played his college baseball back east. George, you know who his pitching coach was at NC State? I think you do.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Tom Holliday. Matt Holliday's dad, and Tom has been a pitching coach there for quite a while.
Well, Surkamp's an interesting story. He went to a very famous high school, Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Turned out the Griffeys, the Larkins, among others. A lot of great football players have gone there. They're a football, baseball power in the Cincinnati area. The Bells went there as well. And he went to NC State a year after Andrew Brackman.
Number one pick of the Yankees.
Went to NC State. They're both from Cincinnati Moeller. Brackman, who, as George mentioned, was a #1 pick of the Yankees. He hasn't gotten the big leagues yet. Surkamp's beat him there.
Yeah, he has beat him there. But, you know, the thing about Brackman is he had Tommy John surgery coming out of the draft. The Yankees took him late, the last pick of the draft that year. Knowing he needed Tommy John surgery, they felt like they could rehab the entire surgery. And he's just had a really tough time throwing strikes. Now, the Yankees recalled his contract, but I don't think he's in uniform with the Yankees. 2-2 count on EY. We'd like to see something going with the top of the order and his speed. It's not going to happen there. A very good curveball at 76 miles an hour and a strikeout. Well, make sure you're at Coors Field next week. The final 3 home games of the season. The Padres will be in town. And if folks, you have been wonderful, absolutely wonderful fans. And so the Rockies are going to give away some things next week. They're going to give away a spring training trip. That's pretty cool, to go to the new Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. Season tickets will be given away, autographed items, and a whole lot more. So we'd love to salute to you fans. The Rockies would all next week, those last 3 ball games, while the Padres are in town.
Here's a 1-strike count on Fowler, up and in. Changeup misses. 2 balls and a strike.
I was laughing at all the scouts behind home plate today when they came into the ballpark. They had ski coats on. I'm only here 4 days, but I packed for summer and I packed for winter.
Well, sometimes in Colorado you have to do that, right?
Yeah, the 5 Ps. Got to be ready to go. Fountains are pretty down there. You know, I've never really paid a, you know, you don't get to come out here and look down. We did one time before, but it's a pretty neat deal.
Texas drawn another walk. It's the 3rd walk allowed by Surkamp. One of them was intentional.
Well, that's Tracy.
Here's our little set out center field at the Camarena Club.
Crash, you guys can't shoot each other. You're not supposed to. You're having a camera fight. They're shooting each other.
Nicky B.
Having all kinds of fun. Not as much as we are. I don't mind. I like being out here.
And you know what? Now that the rain has stopped, it's a beautiful night to be out here at the Camarena Club. Here's Pacheco down low. I do remember when we were out here in May, it was very, very chilly.
Well, it snowed.
See, we don't need Doug on the weather page. We can just look out ourselves now. We know it's clear. It's clear for miles. Pacheco works over the top of that changeup.
I really wish you wouldn't set it clear for miles. That's kind of like saying the guy's got a no-hitter in the 9th with 1 out and he gives up like 5 rockets. So now that you said it's clear and everything's great, we'll probably have a hailstorm in about an hour. But it is clear. It's clear over there.
I'm only responsible for what I can see.
That's
for what
over there.
I can see, there's no way it's going to rain, hail, or snow in the next however long it takes for whatever's on the other side of that mountain to get here. And Pacheco hits one in the air to Beltran in right. 2 outs. That'll bring up Giambi. Giambi got 2 sliders and a curveball his first time up. He did get a couple of other pitches, but he ended up getting frozen on a good curveball. You're talking about the CU-CSU game. Eric Bieniemy has come back to Boulder. He's now the offensive coordinator for John Embry. And Bieniemy in football and Giambi overlapped in that Covina area. If serves me right, Eric went to Bishop Amat, high school All-American, great player there. And Giambi was a terrific high school quarterback. Jason was saying 1 year he went to the semifinals of the CIF.
Son, I hate to tell you this, you're not in a really good spot right now, 2-0. On a veteran hitter like Giambi, particularly if you hang that breaking ball.
Yeah, something tells me he's not getting the fastball, though. See if Giambi sits on a slider. That was a slider, but it was
poorly thrown.
Yep, 3-0. One nothing San Francisco. Giants with the win last night have guaranteed themselves a 500 season. They're 81-70. The Rockies 70-80. That's a good pitch.
Rigetti likes a guy like Serkin, and the reason why is because he's a touch and feel guy, and he knows how to pitch, and he can work out of situations, and typically has a low pitch count through a ball game. That's a Rigetti type guy, even though Dave threw very hard. He also threw with a 4-pitch mix.
Deck's off with the pitch, and this is in the air to shallow center, and it's handled by Andres Torres coming in. We'll go to inning number 4. Rockies trailing the Giants 1-0. Herrera, Justin, Christian, AT&T trivia question. Who are the 3 Rockies to win their major league debut while not allowing a run? I can tell you that 7 Rockies have won their major league debut. This is start number 2 for 22-year-old Drew Pomeranz. Pill bounced into a force out his first time up. Hit the ball on the ground to Hector Gomez. And this ball is well hit to left, but it's right at Eric Young. Line drive, 1 out. Time for our Fast Cash Sideline Report. It's brought to you by Fast Cash Gold Centers, where you'll always get 40% more for your gold. Mark Stout.
Guys, we've often talked about the pink backpack that the youngest member in terms of MLB service of the bullpen gets to carry around. Well, there's Jim Miller. He's got it now. The question is, and I'm going to answer it, what's inside there? There are a few things that have to be in there per Jim Wright, the bullpen coach. One is a blueberry muffin. He loves that. The other is Hershey's Special Dark Chocolate. The guys put Red Bull in there and other sundries. And they also said that there's a season ticket holder, a lady who comes by the bullpen every day, drops Twizzlers, 2 lollipops, and old baseball cards down to the guys. And they check out the cards during the game. But that's what's in the pink backpack. Drew, George?
See, you always wondered, didn't you, George? Well,
I never had them. We never had a pink backpack.
Any kind of initiation that first year in the big leagues?
No, not really. Just carry bags around when you landed. Suitcases, things of that nature, but nothing really bad.
They do in the NFL. End of practice, you always see rookie in each position group with like 6 helmets and 6 sets of shoulder pads. Pomerantz throws a strike to Giambi, and Cabrera's retired. Justin Christian coming up. They were spraying the hair on the concourse today. Anybody could have gotten their hair sprayed purple tonight. Had I not been in a rush, George, to get up here to the Camarena Club, I was going to stop.
Maybe I can get him. Is there anybody in the truck that could go get the guy to come up and do Drew's hair during the game? I'll do mine. It don't matter to me. Like that. Nice hitting there.
I'll have you go first because
I don't care. I'll go first.
Yeah, you go
I'm not
first.
Scared. Let's have him come on up. Think you know that clear and everything's good. See what I say? See, it's clear over there, but over behind us, Crash. What's behind us?
What's behind us isn't moving in our direction, but the wind has picked up. A reminder, Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Ty Wigginton takes the off-speed pitch.
Way? I'm a little nervous. We got clouds or anything going on over there? No, he says we're good.
George, the weather does not move from east to west here typically.
Typically is the key word in your sentence.
1-0 on Wigginton. And Ty did not bite on that slider. Wigginton lined short his first time up. Surkamp went into the season listed as the 9th best prospect in the Giants chain. He was not on the 40-man roster at the start of the year. And Wigginton draws a walk. That's 4 walks now. Rockies have only 1 hit, though. The Willeen Rosario booming double to left center field with 2 outs in the second.
Qual Payne and the Rockies will salute fans tomorrow with a Troy Tittle Whiskey t-shirt. Qual Payne is happy to be a sponsor of this to the first 10,000 fans through the gates tomorrow against the Giants. The Rockies will also have giveaways all the way through the ball game. So if you haven't got tickets yet, come on and get tickets now. Drew, wave. The guy's taking your picture down there. Wave. Well, see, too late. I tried to get him to listen. He wouldn't listen.
Mark Ellis at the plate. And curveball's in there for a strike. Mark hit a fly ball to left field his first time. Rosario is on deck. Rockies trailing by a run. Willeen. Strike 3. Drop that curveball again. You know you have a really good curveball when you're freezing right-handed hitters.
Well, they just look at it and it's like, no. And that's what Mike Krukow talked about it, who possessed a great slider when he pitched. And then you're seeing a decent curveball. But when guys are looking at this on the outside corner and he gets rung up like that, I mean, he has the ability to bring it from way outside the strike zone back into the zone. Drew, why is the wind blowing so hard up here?
Rosario doubled his first time. And there goes Wigginton. Kind of a surprise stolen base there for Ty. He and Seth Smith have done that a bunch of times this year.
Smith 11 out of 13. Ty now 8 out of 9. Pretty good opportunities for him to go out and do what he's done. That's exactly right against the left-hander. He won't steal a base, really. Yeah, there he is. So much that it just hang on to the baseball.
Out there for Willeen. And that's the changeup. Boy, he pitches a lot like, you know, Tom Glavine. Everything's away, away, away.
And then he'll pop you in. You know, it's not a strike. It's like Glavine used to do. He'll come in and he'll come up. The most stuff he's throwing, it's all here. If you're going to hit it, you're going to hit something way away. I'm not coming in there too often. Pretty good hook there.
Real good hook, and a nice job by Rosario not to bite. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, the wind has picked up considerably.
Just got underneath the fastball on that inner half.
Cabrera makes the catch. 2 outs. And let's see if they do the same drill with first base open. Hector Gomez and 2 outs in the second inning. They walked him to get to Pomerantz. And
Boats, what do you think? Want to do it again? What do you think?
I mean, if you did it in the second inning, you'd think you'd do it in the 4th inning, right?
Yeah, he's over here asking all those guys over on the other side, what do you want to do? Stewart's looking in. What do you want to do this time? You want to let him hit? What do you want to do? Now they're going to let him hit.
They're going to let him hit this time. Go figure.
Well, maybe he feels like Surkamp's a little better command of his pitches now, and let's go ahead and pitch to him. Bochy says, I chose to walk him first time. Now, you know what? If he hurts us, I'm going to lay it on all you guys.
Well, this year at Tulsa, he only hit .235. 14 home runs, drove in 50. He also stole 16 bases. He finished the year with a hamstring injury. In his minor league career, he's been a 280 hitter, so the 235 not representative of what Hector's done in the past.
Well, plus there's the other thing. He battled that back again this year a little bit. He had a fractured back, missed a lot of times last year, and came back from it. It bothered him a little bit at the start of the year, particularly in that cold weather in Tulsa. Could never get it loose, and then he injured it again. Had time on the, really never got in a rhythm. But I saw him put on a display one night in front of Dan O'Dowd and Bill Guyvette. You won't see many young players put on 4 for 5, a double, a home run, threw 2 guys out at the home plate on relay throws. Looked like Ozzie Smith on about 6 plays in the field. It's there. It's a matter of staying healthy to get it done.
He grounds right back to Surkamp. Wigginton at second base as the inning ends. We'll go to the 5th, 1-0. Major league hit. Chris Stewart's going to lead it off against Drew Pomerantz. Our AT&T trivia question once again: who are the 3 Rockies to win their big league debut while not allowing a run? Pomerantz in 5 innings didn't allow a run, but Jason Jennings, what a debut he had back in New York at Shea Stadium on August the 23rd, 2001. He shut out the Mets and also hit a home run. Mark Brownson threw a shutout against the Houston Astros in Houston, his first time.
Folks, you can't see this, and it's really not funny, but Drew was talking, and he looked over at me, and all of his notes just went about 6 sections over.
1-0 on Stewart. Fortunately, my book didn't go flying away. I'd have had a real problem if that occurred. Dexter Fowler will make the catch.
They're everywhere. Good fans. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all your help. Now, set him down again and watch him go flying again.
I just hold on to him.
I'll just put him in a trash can.
Some good reading there. It's a strike on Surkamp. Look out. Now, George, I don't care who you are, if you're a competitor, and you know Drew Pomerantz is, he wants to punch out Surkamp right here.
Sure he does. Look at that base hit. Come on.
You got a 0-2 curveball. It's 1-2. And there he goes back to the curveball for the strikeout. 4 strikeouts for Pomerantz, working here in the 5th inning.
That is a very good pitch, too. Big, high start breaking ball, and down to the strike zone in a hurry. Yep, no fastballs for you today. And I'll coin a phrase that Mike Kirkle uses a lot. Grab some pine, meat.
Andres Torres, ground ball to third, and he was caught looking. That's a strike, and Rosario either got crossed up or just somehow didn't catch the fastball. I can't imagine getting crossed up with nobody on base.
Yeah, I can't either.
Fastball in, 2-1 on Torres. 3-1. Torres, one of the real nice stories for the Giants last year as they made their way to the World Series and a World Championship. Hit .268, 16 home runs, drove in 63. And Giambi bobbles but makes the catch. A little white showing as the catch was made by Giambi. 1, 2, 3 innings, 7 in a row set down by Pomerantz. Over the thrill of 75 miles per hour. Cruise E470 today.
I'm feeling it right now up here.
Yeah, 75 mile an hour winds. Giants will conclude this series tomorrow afternoon. Then the Padres come to town. Final 3 games on the 2011 home slate for the Rockies, and it's off to Houston and San Francisco. Drew Pomerantz with a 1-1 count, and he bounces one up the middle, and get thrown out by a step. So Pomerantz, in his bid to produce his first big league hit, comes up with a step shot. And that'll bring up Eric Young. Alex White saying, dude, nah, that's not going to work. Junior fly ball to right field and a strikeout. You watch this kid Surkamp work, George, and you say, boy, the rich get richer. The Giants come up with another starting pitcher.
How'd that happen?
It reminds me of Tampa. They have the #1 pitching prospect in baseball they just brought to the big leagues in Matt Moore.
Yep. They just keep lining them up. R.J. Harrison, their scouting director there in Tampa, and they got their development team. Dick Tidrow plays a big role in what goes on here, along with Brian Sabian. That ball's hit well to right. The wind might hold it up. It will. Beltran will take it.
Next inning, Toyota Talk. We have a subject for you. Rockies obviously playing a lot of first-timers, a lot of young players. So who has impressed you the most of the recent call-ups? Text Toyota. Comments on that subject to 720-720. Toyota Talk. And it will continue on the Toyota postgame show as well. Quickly, 2 gone. 5 in a row set down by Surkamp. He's allowed 1 hit. He's walked 4, 1 intentionally. The only hit, a second inning 2-out double by Willeen Rosario. Little update, Carlos Gonzalez continuing to mend that sore wrist. Talked to Troy Tulowitzki about his hip today. He said it felt much better today, and tomorrow he's going to swing the bat, get after it. He plans on getting after it pretty aggressively in the cage, and depending on how that goes will determine when or if we see Tulowitzki again.
Todd Helton too, still a very stiff back, not able to go. So you got 3 main cogs in that wheel, not able to get in the lineup.
And I can tell you what, I know Todd's 38. It's the same for Tulowitzki. It's the same for Cargo. This is not fun for them. They hate watching, despite the fact that the Rockies are out of it and have been ostensibly out of it for a while now.
Well, they want to earn their money. They don't like getting paid and sitting over here. They're paid big contracts to produce, and that's what they don't. That's what they want to be able to do. They feel like, you know, and again, that's something that these players tells you all about it, is the fact they want to be in there. They want to be in the lineup for the fans.
That's the 3rd time in Dexter Fowler's career he's walked 3 times in a game. 5 walks. Surkamp misses to Pacheco. And, you know, Jim Tracy did this with Wigginton, who obviously doesn't have the wheels that Dexter has. You're not swinging the bat well. You have a young lineup. You have 2 outs. Let him go. I mean, and if he gets in scoring position, Pacheco, who's with Mark Ellis, has been your best hitter the last few days in this lineup that's without Gonzalez and Tulowitzki and Helton. If he gets thrown out, you start with Pacheco next inning. And I think, George, you know, if Cargo's sitting up there as he normally would be in the 3-hole, completely different situation.
Absolutely it is. There's no question. You got to manufacture runs right now. Got a young kid at the plate. And why not try it? Now, obviously, if he would have gone on that first movement there, he'd have been out. But that's just the gamble you take.
But, you know, when he jabs like that, George, as a pitcher, that tells you he's not going anywhere.
It tells me he's not going anywhere, and he do it right out in front of you. Trouble is, don't take 2 jabs, you'll get picked off.
Pop out and a fly out for Pacheco. Numbers up there if Dexter can reach second base. Pacheco's done a really good job so far.
You look really cold, partner. I'm sorry. You got 2 jackets on. I think you're freezing.
Not freezing. Trying to stay anchored down.
Is your head cold?
No, head's good. Dexter not going, and the slider misses. It's 3-1.
Turn your back on it. Just turn your back. Yeah, like that. You'll stay a lot warmer.
But then I have no idea what you're saying unless I look at you.
You hear it. You listen to these.
Is that right? I don't see your pretty face. There goes Dex. He got picked off. The throw is low, and he's at second base. Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly what we talked about. So Dexter comes up with a bag.
11 stolen bases now for Dexter. He's been caught 9 times on the year, but now Pacheco. And I understand 3-2 count. He's been throwing breaking balls behind in the count. Swing and miss here. Dexter looking back into the home plate area as he went into second base. Slides well ahead of this throw in the dirt by Stewart.
Now see if Pacheco can come through, tie up the baseball game. And the curveball's fouled off. .85 pitches in for Eric Surkamp. Surkamp's numbers were not outlandish at NC State. It's basically a 500 pitcher there, 11-11, 4.35 ERA.
I would have said mid-4s ERA. But being left-handed, aluminum bats, not overpowering, you can understand where the ERA can jump up on you.
And a projectable guy, George, because he's 6'5".
Well, you think maybe you get a little more velocity out of him, but what he could do is he had a good curveball. He can throw that curveball for a strike anytime he wanted to. So you thought, okay, this is going to get better as he get a little bit older with the velocity, but he'll be able to survive those first 2 or 3 years because of the curveball.
And this breaking ball is hooked to left, base hit. Here comes Dexter Fowler with the equalizer. Pacheco coming through again with 2 outs. And he's got a 7-game hitting streak. He's got 8 RBIs in his first 10 days in the big leagues.
Well, that's the #1 mark for me, or the big key for me for Pacheco, is the fact that he does have those 8 RBIs in a 9-game hitting streak. Just went out. Now it's off the end of the bat, and when it goes off the end of the bat, it's going to dump down into that left field corner. No play at all for Kristen. He's got to go to second to hold him there. Pacheco with a big base hit, 8 RBIs in this young career of his over a 6-game span and his 6-game hitting streak. Things are pretty good. Is that right?
7 games.
Well, your thumb was hit.
Trying to help you, partner.
You're doing like, hey, look, let me show you. In Oklahoma, this is how you do 7. You don't hide a thumb in there somewhere.
The thumb was hidden in the jacket trying to keep warm. My bad. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, you gotta like what you've seen from Jordan Pacheco. This ball is a home run foul. Actually, it's in the upper deck foul. He hit that thing over the Mountain Ranch Club.
Hey, nice job, fella. You gave it to the little boy. I like that. Really nice.
Starting to put the sonar, George, on that slider. Giambi's numbers, left versus right.
Well, the thing is, if it's a tumbler or a roller, meaning that it doesn't have snap to it, as a left-handed hitter, you just hang with it long enough, and particularly when he leaves it up. Stewart wants this pitch way away out of the outside part of the plate. He just hooked it. Base hit.
Base hit. Pacheco will go first to third. The big man with another base hit. And the Rockies will get Ty Wigginton to the plate.
And they'll get Dave Rigetti to the mound. Get the fans off up in the seats cheering a little bit. See, there's that slider down and away. Didn't get it far enough away from Giambi's head. Read that perfect. Big, strong man. Just able to hook this thing down the right field line. And then Beltran had to move 10 feet left or right to go get this thing, which is over to his glove side. That allowed Pacheco to make a move pretty easy.
Wigginton lined to short, and he drew a walk in the 4th inning. And he takes that slider down low. That's one of the things they've been working with Surkamp on, George. When you start becoming so reliant on the breaking pitches, guys will sit on it.
Particularly when you get in trouble. If they know that's all you're going to throw when you get in trouble, is off-speed stuff, particularly that, you're going to get hurt with it. You've got to be able to locate that fastball.
Now, Wigginton has struggled this year with runners in scoring position. Not much better with 2 outs, 167. Got a 2-0 count, though, to work with. And that's a changeup. When was the last fastball he threw?
It's been a while. I'll tell you that right now.
Pacheco at third, Giambi at first. Cruising the concourse in a 1-1 ball game. And he doesn't even throw a heater on a 3-0 pitch. He didn't want to give in. He went to the slider, or the curveball probably.
It wasn't a fastball.
Yeah, it wasn't a slider. That was more the 12-6. Finally went to a fastball, and it's fouled off. 3-2. Uh-oh.
Bat was on the follow through, came around and hit him right on the back of the hand.
And Chris Stewart's down. Watch the follow through. Yep. Remember when you first started catching when you were a little kid, the coach had to say, okay, you're 30 feet behind the hitter. You got to move up now a little bit. Move up before. And then they eventually teach you should be able to reach out with your glove and touch the back leg of the hitter, which as a general rule works really well until somebody then flies the top hand and gets full extension, and on that rare occasion, as you just saw, the bat comes back and hits you. Get his thumb guard back on.
I'll let him throw 1 or 2 and see if he can catch the baseball, see what it feels like to him.
It hurts. All right. That's all we got for you. Have fun.
You want to come out? No, but it really hurts. You know what I always like trainers, they come out and go, where'd it get you? Right here? Yeah, right where you're just jamming your thumb in it. It really does hurt, right where that red mark is where you got your hand on it.
3-2. And outside ball 4. It reminds me of a great Dan Issel story. The late Chopper Travellini. He did everything. He was a trainer for the Nuggets, traveling secretary, part psychologist. Here comes Bruce Bochy. Well, Dan Issel got hit in an NBA game and was down on the court. Chopper came out. He's tending to him, and he finally asked him. He says, "Do you want to stay in?" Dan said, or no, he said, "Do you want to come out?" He said, "No." He said, "Do you want to stay in?" He said, "No."
I don't like anything you're asking me. No.
Exactly. I'm staying put, lying down here. Back in a moment. papers right now. Believe me, it flies. And the best place to get your college paid for and not have to lose sleep at night is go to College Invest. CollegeInvest.org. You can set up an account in as little as 10 minutes online, and it will give you peace of mind. Guillermo Mota is on for the 49th time this year. First and foremost, he's trying to get the final out here in the 5th inning. The Rockies have the bases loaded. They have Mark Ellis, who has a 9-game hitting streak coming up. This guy's been around the block twice, George.
Well, you know what? And they say all the guys look up to him from Latin America on their ball club. He really keeps things in order in their locker room. Now, you see the 241 against. He's given up 4 grand slams this season. They've hit 385 and 1 grand slam allowed so far. Mark Ellis in his career, this year with the bases loaded, 154, runners in scoring position, 171. He'd like to change that against Mota, and the only time he faced Mota, he walked.
So here we go. Ellis and Mota with the bases full in a 1-1 game. And that fastball or slider's up high.
Deceptive type delivery. Mota's 6'7", big guy. And you know, you remember when he came up with the Dodgers, seems like a couple of decades ago, he was a really extreme hard thrower in the high 90s. Still throws the ball hard, but understands his role a little bit more. Utilizes that tight slider as he did there on Ellis.
Yeah, that was a much better slider.
And this is a perfect position for him in Bochy's bullpen, because realistically he can come in as a veteran guy in big time trouble like it is now and work his way out of it.
And the fastball is popped up. Battling the wind is Cabrera, and that almost popped out of his glove. You can laugh about it now. Whoa. One. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. And by College Invest. Are you saving for college or just thinking about it? Well, the Rockies got the equalizer on a Jordan Pacheco base hit to bring along Dexter Fowler, who had walked for the 3rd time in the game and stolen 2nd. So we're tied at 1 as we go to the 6th inning. Drew Pomeranz will face 2, 3, and 4 in the San Francisco lineup. Jeff Keppinger, Carlos Beltran, and Mark DeRosa.
4 hits so far given by the Giants in this ball game. Pomeranz again has pitched very, very well.
You know, George, he's getting the arm strength back, and he's been anywhere from 87 to 91, 92 with the fastball, mostly 89s. He throws harder than that, but more importantly, there's deception when he turns his back, because you see a lot of tardy swings on the fastball. Ellis sets his feet, and he throws out Keppinger. Nice play by Mark Ellis.
Third time in a row, Keppinger has grounded out to Mark Ellis in this ball game.
That's 8 in a row retired since Beltran had a double back in the 3rd inning.
Well, you're in the 6th inning, and you're talking about velocity. I'm talking about strikes. I love to see all the strikes pounded in the zone. 42 strikes, 27 balls, 69 pitches with 1 out in the 6th. That's fabulous.
Val from New Mexico showing her love for fellow New Mexican Jordan Pacheco. And again tonight we asked which call-up has impressed you the most so far. Cowboy, you know Hank in Wyoming?
Hank in Wyoming, your brother. Hank? Your brother Hank likes your coat.
Rosario has really impressed me. That's Laurie in the Springs.
As he should.
You would rock a purple mullet. That's Garrett. Thanks, Garrett.
Well, I'm trying to get him up here, Garrett. I want to see him have one, but I just, you know, he just hadn't really wanted to do it yet.
Jake giving us a shout out from the Big Apple. So listen, Garrett already said that. We just read that.
About you and the purple hair? I just want you to go home and let the 3 boys look at it.
Cowboy, you know Jory up in Wyoming? He's in Laramie. What'd you say? He's probably a student.
I don't know. They were tossing you in the like the pit the other day when you were up there.
Yep, Rosario, Pomerantz, Pacheco all doing great. I think it's the Lace. I hope I pronounced it right, over on the western slope. Beltran fouls this one off again. Okay.
Are they talking about the mullet on your head again?
Yeah, but you know what? This is now an internal thing, and I'm going to have to do an investigation.
You think it's being promoted by the truck?
Yeah, I do. This is pulled foul. Hey, Tommy Field's done a good job.
Do you think we should go get the purple hair lady to come up and see Drew? Sure. She got you the hot chocolate. Sure. Why not?
Now we got Allen chiming in. Everybody's got an opinion. That was not the question, though, folks. Swung on and about to miss, but no, he's going away. He was on. You know what? He was going to get the ball out of his glove. That's a punch out.
Well, good. I want to see this again because everybody. I mean, Rosario. Oh, and he got knocked out by the bat. See, we didn't see that. That's what the slow-mo. And Brian Peters. Is Brian Peters on slow-mo tonight? Roger's on. Hi, Roger.
Good job, Raj. DeRosa fouls that pitch off. 5 punch-outs for Pomerantz. There's Raj.
Hey, Raj, step out. Be nice. There you go. Raj worked high home when Sammy had his surgery.
You know, Raj's not camera shy like Sam. Raj will wave to the people. I like Bob in Harlingen, Texas' shout out today. You know what? He was rooting for the Rams. Turned out for the Buffaloes, but he had himself a good time. Here's the 1-1 on Mark DeRosa. And that's just off the outside corner. Mark DeRosa, a Penn product and the Ivy League, who's a very good Ivy League quarterback from Bergen Catholic in New Jersey. And the Phillies have captured the East, George. I know that comes to shock to everybody.
Well, and Roy Oswalt got the win in that ball game.
9-2 over the Cardinals. Here's the 2-2 from Drew Pomerantz. Jose Bautista leading baseball with those 42 home runs. Curtis Granderson has 39. What a year he's had. Breaking ball. Ooh, Paul Schreiber, man, he wanted to, George.
I thought he hopped. Didn't you think he hopped?
Yeah, he flinched.
Flinched. Let's see if he flinched. We're going to see it right here. Spike curveball out of the hand. Big move up. Here it comes down.
And he loses DeRosa for the second time in the game. So a 2-out walk. That snaps a string of 9 in a row set down by Pomerantz. Matt Belisle tossing.
Oh, by the way, that same thing happened to Surkamp back in the 5th. He got 2 quick outs, had a walk to Fowler, stole a base hit, base hit. Jim Tracy's going to say, you know what? You're at your pitch limit, 85. Belisle's ready to go. I like my matchup against Pill. I'm going to go get Belisle and bring him in. Kid, you've done a great job.
You know, bit by bit. Again, a reminder that this is a kid that had his appendix removed 3 weeks ago. He has thrown a little more than 20 innings in 6 weeks. Nice job, Drew Pomerantz. Time for the Excel Energy high efficiency inning, and you had several choices tonight with Drew Pomerantz. We selected the 4th. Fly ball to Eric Young. Orlando Cabrera, comebacker, and then Justin Christian hit a fly ball to right field. Ty Wigginton making the catch. That's brought to you by Excel Energy. Learn about energy efficiency and how to save energy and money in your home by visiting responsiblebynature.com. So Drew Pomerantz allows 4 hits in 5 2/3. And that is off the top of the wall. And the go-ahead run is going to come in. And it's going to end up being a triple for Brett Pill. And that run will be charged to Pomerantz. Well, Brett Pill got right after Matt Belisle and hit one off the scoreboard and right. I told you he's strong.
He's very, very strong. There's no question about that. And he got right after a pitch out of the hand of Matt Belisle. Fastball, a little bit up in the zone. You got to utilize that strength, and that's exactly what he did. And Chase in right field. I tell you, when he got about right here from our viewpoint, I was just hoping it stayed in the ballpark. Hit off the top of that auxiliary scoreboard, the cement part of it, and ricocheted back and allowed the run to get in. Now Belisle trying to work out of this with the runner at 3rd and 2 outs.
2-0 on Orlando Cabrera. Rockies a couple years ago were real interested in acquiring Cabrera, plays second base. He's another one of those guys that we like to say winning tends to follow him. From a Montreal Expo. 3-0. Ground is short. Hector Gomez. Well, in the inning, a 2-out walk, and then the triple by Pill against Belisle. It's 2-1 Giants. Ordinary play. We go to New York. Mariano Rivera on. Well, actually, we go to Toronto. In a one-run ball game in the ninth inning. And he gets the save, number 601 of his career, to tie Trevor Hoffman for number 1 on the all-time saves list. From Rogers Center earlier today. 2-1, the Giants leading the Rockies. Tampa beat Boston 4-3, so that lead for Boston is now 3 in the wild card over Tampa. Tampa's won 2 of the first 3. Another standing room only crowd at Fenway. We're up at the Camarina Club. It's my partner George Frazier.
Nice joint, huh? It's a good spot up here. I like this. We got cupcakes. I'm waiting on the nachos. I'm getting a little hungry.
I got a little hot chocolate.
You got your hot chocolate.
Too.
You were happy.
I'm a happy guy. Oh, there he is.
He's right here. Who do you think he's shooting this?
Well, I was wondering, he was over there a moment ago.
He floats. He's got a long
Crash,
cord.
here's to you. Should I tell the story how you got your nickname, Crash? No. Okay. Driving company, truck around a few times. First week on the job.
People ran into him?
Second week on the job. Yeah. People just kept running into him.
Crash, how many did you have, honestly?
Enough to earn the nickname Crash.
What, like this many? Was it a handful?
No, it wasn't that many. It was 3?
Yes, 3.
I only remember 2. It was 3. Wow. Strong
but they
performance.
ran into him.
0-2 on Willeen Rosario. And he was fooled badly on that Moda slider. 1 out, and that'll bring up Hector Gomez.
Don't forget Hebrew National Hot Dog Night at the Yard. That's coming up Tuesday. Padres are in town. First 10,000, you're going to get a $1 hot dog coupon to go out and get some hot dogs. And then the rest of the ball game, the Rockies are going to have giveaways throughout the game in between innings. So make sure you get tickets for the final 3 games of the season here at Coors Field.
all sliders basically from Mota. My brother Rex getting ready.
His mom and dad are in town. Saw him on the 16th Street Mall. Sister, Courtney, was with him.
There's the heater, 94, missed, 1-1. He's a great kid, and he's getting better and better each time out. Final line for Drew Pomerantz, another good outing. 5 2/3. He gets up 2 runs as that run that scored last inning on the triple is charged to his account. Just 4 hits, walked 2. DeRosa both times, struck out 5. Two on Hector Gomez. 0 for 3 and an intentional walk in his first 4 big league plate appearances. And there is his first big league knock. Got that over with. Good for Hector.
This is about the time they want to copy and a feel for everything on this. Slider down and away, met it perfectly. May have been off the end of the bat, but everything fundamentally sound for Hector to be able to put that ball into the outfield for a base hit. A 1-out base hit.
Esmil Rogers with the baseball. Scuff it up, Esmil. Kevin Kuzminoff is the pinch hitter. Kuz got the start last night after missing a few ball games with the mid-back injury that he got from, he told me, just swinging the bat too much because he wasn't playing a lot, so he was making sure he got a ton of cage work in. And he ultimately ended up straining the back a little bit. But he's healthy again. That pitch off the plate. This is roped to left for a base hit. Kuzminoff singles against Guillermo Mota. First and second for Eric Young. Junior's 0 for 3. He's got a little 5-game hitting streak going. It'll be a great time to extend it and tie up the baseball game. Change-up's low, ball 1. If your windshield is cracked, call Safe Light Auto Glass, 303-287-5000. Online at safelight.com. We're back to the change-up. Gomez and Kuzminoff aboard. Jim Tracy knows the man on the hill very, very well. He was one of the premier setup men in the National League for Jim Tracy in 02, 03, and 04. Trying to get the baseball to Eric Gagne, and the ball game was over when it got to Gagne.
He made a lot of comebacks last year, tried to come back, didn't happen. A lot of different people went and watched him actually throw a little bit of bullpens this year, but that velocity never came back after the injuries. He was 84, 88, and was done. He had a $10 million experiment in Milwaukee a year ago, didn't work out.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Dan Runzler. Motor seeing if the kid would take his secondary lead a little early.
Picking on the kid, okay? Not fair.
Cabrera trying to sneak in behind. Gomez now takes a couple of steps in the direction of the bag. 3-2, runner going, and safe at third. That doesn't matter, it's ball 4. Getting all excited for Hector Gomez, but pitch was out of the zone, and the bases are loaded again for the Rockies. This time with 1 out. This time with Dexter Fowler coming up.
A little different chore now for Mr. Mota with Dexter Fowler up. He's swung about well this year. 310 with runners in scoring position. Just 556 with them loaded up. Well, it's a great steal, but you can hold up. Ball 4.
Dave Righetti will go back to the dugout. Bases loaded. Dexter Fowler, who does not have an official at bat. He walked in the first, he walked in the third, he walked in the fifth. That was all against Eric Surkamp. Surkamp walked 6, one of them intentionally. Gave up 3 hits. Just a single run in 4 2/3.
Yeah, Dexter 2 for 6 in his career versus Mota also.
But he's hitting over 300 this year, George, with runners in scoring position.
How about 571 with the bases loaded this year?
And that pitch away. Rockies trailing 2-1 in the 6th inning. Whenever you employ a new movement at the plate, as we have chronicled on our broadcast, the addition of the leg kick for Dexter Fowler, so much of getting comfortable with it, George, is the timing of it. When to lift.
The timing and having success with it. It all goes hand in hand for me. I mean, if you have the leg kick and you strike out 8 out of 10 times you tried it, you're not going to go back to it very often. But he had success early on with it, so he stuck with it.
Two-seamer ran back over the inside corner. Matchups with Fowler and Mota. 1-2's the count. And he went to that changeup. Dexter got a piece. This is where Dexter's got to get it in play. He obviously strikes out more than you'd like to see. But with 1 out, his great speed, especially out of the left side of the box, great opportunity if he gets it in play, especially on the ground naturally, for the Rockies to get even with Hector Gomez at third, Kevin Kuzminoff at second, Eric Young at first. Last night, more than 47,000 at Coors Field for fireworks night. Tonight's a real good Saturday night crowd. Good job by Fowler covering 94 up and away. Pacheco's on deck. He's driven in the Rockies' only run. 2-out base hit last inning. And this ball sharply hit, base hit to right. Kuzmanov around third. And the go-ahead run will come in. The throw goes to third. And at second base, Dexter Fowler is out. But he drives in two with that sharp single to right. The Rockies have a 3-2 lead. He got the foot down, George.
Yeah, he did. He got that base hit to right field. And, you know, again, if the Rockies can hold on to this thing, just thinking who could get the win in this, Matt Belisle. It would be his 11th through 11th. The lucky charm comes through, and then a snap throw down to second. That's what got Dexter when he saw the overthrow come on the relay. It's a smart baseball play. The 2 runs come in, that puts the Rockies up, the cutoff and the snap throw, and they get Dexter just barely.
So Young at third. 2 outs. 3-2 Colorado, and George Pacheco at the plate with a 1-strike count. That's off the plate, 2-1. He has the eye of a guy that's been around the big leagues a lot longer than a handful of days. Two balls, 2 strikes. See, Pacheco asking Paul Schreiber, was that a strike? Hitters always want to know on borderline pitches. With the check swing, foul ball, trying to define the strike zone. Strike 3 on the inside corner. But Dexter Fowler comes through, a long at bat against Guillermo Mota, and he got the barrel out and ripped it through the right side. 2-run single, 3-2 Rockies. Lexus look back. San Francisco got a run in the second inning. Eric Surkamp, in his 4th big league start, gets his first major league hit, his first major league RBI. That came against Drew Pomeranz. 5th inning, George Pacheco, 2 outs. Drove the breaking ball to left, brought home Dexter Fowler, who had walked and stolen a base. That evened it up. Then the Giants would go ahead with 2 outs. Matt Belisle in relief of Drew Pomeranz gives up the triple to Brett Pill. Mark DeRosa, who had walked, scores. And then moments ago, Dexter Fowler. A base hit to right with the bases loaded. And the Rockies take a 3-2 lead. So Mota has the hook for San Francisco. And as George was alluding to, Matt Belisle a chance to win his 11th ball game. Rex Brothers is on the hill in the 7th inning. All of that was brought to you by Cooney Lexus, where luxury has an address, South Broadway in Littleton. And at 95, that's strike 1 on Justin Christian.
'45th appearance for Mr. Brothers. An earned run average of 3.19 over 36 2/3 innings.
When he was in the Texas League, Baseball America comes out with an annual edition called Tools. And they look at every level of the minor leagues, and they also look at the major leagues, and the managers all vote as to who has the best, infield arm, outfield arm, who's the best overall outfielder, who's got the best pitchers, best fastball, best control, best breaking ball. Well, Rex Brothers was voted by the managers of the Texas League that he had the best breaking ball. May catch some people by surprise. He's got an outstanding slider, but everybody says, wait a second, this is a left-hander who throws 97, occasionally 98. But he was voted best breaking ball. That breaking ball is hit to second. Ellis in time with the nimble Jason Giambi at first base.
Well, these two were a great combination over in Oakland a year ago. Yeah, this was a couple of years ago. Makes it pretty easy right here. Says, I got you covered. Don't worry about it, Ellie. I'll catch everything over here. Giambi just doesn't really like to stride this far all the time.
Going to have a pinch hitter, George. Chris Stewart, who's going to be removed, and Pat Burrell.
Remember, he got hit on the hand. You're wondering maybe that had an effect as he was catching. So Pat Burrell tried to get his thunder in there to see if he could take one swing and tie it up against the left-hander.
Former first pick in the draft, he gets that hard slider.
Coca-Cola and the Rockies will salute fans Monday with coupons to the first 25,000 for free Coca-Cola product. And also during the game, as we've talked about throughout this telecast, and we will tomorrow too, be a lot of giveaways in between innings. Thanking you wonderful, wonderful Rockies fans.
Nasty. 1-2. See some green and gold, black and gold smattered around the Rockies purple today. Some folks doing the double dip. CSU game, and the Rockies in the evening. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on Pat Burrell. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Hector Sanchez, who's going to go into the ball game and catch, is going to be the pinch hitter. Oh, and 1 on Sanchez. 38,961. Good crowd again. That's a strike.
Hey, Drew, you know we always throw out Cracker Jacks in between these innings.
Yeah.
Do you think you can get it on the field from here?
Well, I think the wind's against us. I don't think so, George.
Well, I think you'd get in a lot of trouble if you did it, by the way.
Ground ball to first. Giambi has it. Rex Brothers works a 1-2-3 7th inning. Bez with a line single to center field on a slider from Guillermo Mota. First major league hit for Hector Gomez in his first major league start. Rockies had to do that quite a bit the last 10
got
days.
a lot of guys doing that, don't they?
That's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Dan Runzler is on for the Giants. And Jason Giambi will lead things off in the 7th inning. Rockies looking to add on. They lead it 3-2. Drew Goodman, George Frazier from the Camarena Club tonight. They got, you know, by the way, we didn't tell everybody. They got TV sets everywhere. So obviously you're watching the Rockies. If you go and have a cold one at the bar, you can check out college football on a Saturday night also. You get a bird's eye view of the entire ballpark. Great view of the mountains. This is a really neat place to go and watch the game. And of course, we have a bonus tonight. We got the Cowboys sitting right there in his Wyoming brown.
There he is.
Well,
Brown and gold.
Brown and gold.
Right.
That's a new jacket, Cowboy.
No, it's not his. Gary Hughes, who's assistant GM.
Oh, it's Gary's?
Yeah, Gary let him borrow.
Well, you and Gary wear the same size.
Large. A lot.
This ball is well hit to left. Stay fair.
No. By the way, just looked it up right now. This becomes very important to the San Francisco Giants. The Diamondbacks, top of the 8th, trail San Diego 3-1.
One and two the count on Jason. Giambi, Wigginton, and Ellis against Runzler in the 7th. Giambi a base hit last inning. Actually, it's 2 innings ago now. Houston Streak getting ready to work the 8th inning. Shift on for Giambi. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Rockies, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Giants. Look out. Breaking ball, high fly ball, deep right center field, way back, and caught in front of the wall by Andres Torres. A long out off the bat of the 40-year-old Giambi. Well, coming up next, speaking of college football, it's the Cowboys, Oklahoma State against the Golden Hurricane in Tulsa. George, you went to OU, you live in Tulsa, you spent a lot of time in Stillwater. Who do you like?
Both of them. Oh, they can't end in a tie?
Get off the fence.
I like Bill Blankenship. I hope he wins the ball game because he's had a tough go. First-year high school coach, won a bunch of championships at Union High School.
He had a kid who was a pretty good quarterback, Josh Blankenship, who's coaching high school football in Oklahoma now. Dan Runzer will step out after getting Giambi. Pitching change. Will step away as well. 3-2 Colorado. Keeps score, and he does it really neat. And he's got, he's got the pocket protector going on his pens, and he's got the sheet protector in his book. Waldis Joaquin, we saw him yesterday.
Third game for him to appear in, but yesterday, heavy sinker, a little long arm action, but he had a good fastball, ran it in the mid-90s, had that good sinker with it. By the way, the stadium in Tulsa evacuated. My wife had told me earlier this afternoon that there was some tornadoes, some severe weather that was in the vicinity coming through the Oklahoma area, so they played it smart and emptied out the stadium.
Have you guys not had enough weather this summer?
Well, it's been hot, it's been windy, no rain. Now we're seeing rain, cool temperatures, and now tornadoes. My son Parker leaves tomorrow for the Arizona Fall League. Called his mother this afternoon and said, "Severe. What should I do, Mom?" Says, "It's tornado watch." She said, "Well, come over to the house if you want to. We can watch it together." I've been going through this for all spring, son. They didn't have them in Modesto.
Your teddy bear still left at
yeah,
home.
come all over the house. What are you doing?
Your bedroom's left just as it was.
No, that's not entirely true either. Georgia took that over. So who did you root for today? The green and gold or gold and black?
Honestly.
Well, no, yeah. Well, I'm asking you a question. Which one did you go? Get off the fence.
Honestly, I couldn't lose today. You want to know why? Because my wife went to Colorado State. I started my play-by-play career doing their games in the 80s, latter part of the 80s.
So
here's
who did you cheer
here's
for?
The 2-2.
I didn't ask for a life story. I just said who did you cheer for?
I've known John Embry for 20-plus years, and I've always rooted for CU as well. So you know what? Congrats to John. I'm happy for them, and I hope Steve Fairchild. No, that's honest.
Come on.
That's honest.
Who'd you cheer for?
I hope Steve. I wanted them both to do well, and I hope Steve Fairchild wins the rest of his games.
Who did you cheer for?
And I hope he beats the Wyoming Cowboys, because you know what? I hope Wyoming wins all their games, but I root for CSU when they.
So who did you root for today? Which one?
You know, honestly, I couldn't. Because
talk about me getting off the fence.
I know, but you're asking me a question.
Let's go answer it.
I wasn't. I was rooting for a really good football game. I wanted both teams to play well. I would have been really disappointed if one team blew the other one out, and it didn't happen. So I was okay.
Are you running for mayor next term?
No, I'm being honest. Mark Ellis grounds out. That's all for the Rockies in the 7th inning. Where you can make the world your workplace. Giants got the first run in the 2nd. Rockies tied on a Pacheco base hit in the 5th inning. Rockies fell behind 2-1, but then Dexter Fowler came through with a 2-run bases loaded single. And the Rockies now in the 8th inning enjoy a 3-2 lead. Drew Pomerantz was very good again tonight. Hit his pitch limit of 85. He was gone after 5 2/3. Rockies have made some changes defensively. Chris Nelson goes to 3rd. Giambi comes out of the ballgame as Jordan Pacheco crosses the diamond, gets a new baseball glove. And Houston Street, since coming off the disabled list, when the Rockies are up and it's close, he works the 8th inning. He's got flipped spots with Mr. Betancourt. Raphael's done such a good job. I didn't want to remove him from the 9th inning. Andres Torres takes strike 1. Top of the order for Street. Torres is 0 for 3. Jeff Keppinger is 0 for 3. And then Carlos Beltran. Beltran's 2 for 3. And Boch on his bench. George with 6 outs to work with. Still has Pablo Sandoval available. And I can't imagine this game ending without Kung Fu Panda making an appearance.
And not only that, you got Huff and Belt, too. 2 big power guys sitting over there, too. So you got 3 of them, and you're right. You got Sandoval, Belt, and Huff to be able to come off their bench and swing the bats. I would think you'd see them at some point.
Two-strike count on Torres. See if he goes change-up away. Nope, goes fastball away. Clean inning for Rex Brothers. 1, 2, 3, including a strikeout. Kind of getting used to that from him. There's a changeup. 2 and 2. Excuse me, 1 and 2. Esmil Rogers, Matt Cain tomorrow. Just missed. Well, that's good news for Esmil Rogers, George. Because the Giants never score when Matt Cain's on there.
That is a good thing. They sure don't, do they? And you start looking at some of his numbers, home and road. You look at what he's done. Here's a fly ball by.
Base hit for Torres.
And Torres. Now you got speed on the base pass. 17 stolen bases. You know, I flipped the page over to look at Matt Cain, and you see his numbers at home: 6 and 5, 280. Road 5 and 5, 279. Left-handers 187. Right-handers 240. Amazing.
Let's take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Surkamp 90, Pomerantz 91. Battle of the young left-handers. Neither one will factor in the decision tonight. Jeff Keppinger at the plate.
By the way, Drew, I text Kay at home and I said, "Are you okay? And everything okay?" And she said, "Yes, it's passing through." Typical Oklahoma answer to a tornado. It's just passing through.
It's like Dougie doing the weather.
Yeah.
Lindstrom and Reynolds just in case here. Willeen Rosario hoping to get an opportunity if Torres were to take off in a one-run ball game.
Well, you got to have the left-hander going. Jim Tracy does to counter if they go to Huff and Belt. That's why he's up to let Bochy know I do have a left-hander down there if you decide to start flip-flopping people around on him.
And they go bunt, and they're going to go to second, and it's a wild throw by Street.
I don't think it's a smart choice. Probably should have gone to first base with it. He made that decision on his own. In this case, when you're down and you're up by 1 run, make sure you get an out. And ball bunted right back out. Street, a great athlete, but he chose to do this. That ball just cut completely away from Hector Gomez, and that allowed everybody to advance. Now you got a lot of speed out at third base, too. Sure, Hector might have whiffed on the ball a little bit. Still an errant throw by Houston Street.
Emmanuel Burris was going to pinch run for Keppinger.
And now you got a lot of speed on the base pass.
No sacrifice there. It's a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice E1. And you have Beltran up first and third, nobody out. Outside on Beltran.
I don't know that you could put yourself in a tougher spot. I mean, here's a huge bat, 2 for 3, double single on the season. He's got 80 RBIs, 20 bombs. He's hitting 280. This is not the spot you want to be in.
And it is rifled to right. That'll tie up the baseball game. Going first to third is Burris. Going to second with a double is Beltran. That's his 37th double of the year. And it's a 3-3 ball game. And now 2 in scoring position. Still nobody out in the 8th inning.
Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Beltran, who has that beautiful flat level swing, just got a hold of this thing, drove it right down into the corner, and that's going to score Torres easily and advance everybody else second and third now. Now DeRosa is going to go ahead and hit. Well, that might have been a spot where you would have seen Huff, Belt, or Pablo Sandoval, but it's DeRosa going to swing the bat.
And Matt Belisle no longer in line to get a win. Would have been his 11th out of the bullpen.
And Moda spit the hook out on the loss, too. And the two still getting loose down there. Lindstrom, the right-hander. Reynolds, the lefty.
A single, an error, a double. 3-3 game. Infield in. Gomez and Ellis on the grass. Mark DeRosa 0 for 1, 2 walks tonight. Changeup floated back to the inside corner. Slider, 0-2. DeRosa last year limited to 93 at-bats in 26 ball games because of the wrist injury, and he's battled it again this year. He's missed 92 more ball games this season. Got a hit against Houston Street. Houston needs a punch out.
See Belt moving around. He's got his helmet on, got his bat. Who's that hiding back there? Aubrey Huff's got his bat, got his helmet on.
Two-strike count. Street ahead of the 36-year-old Mark DeRosa. DeRosa, originally a 7th-round pick out of the University of Pennsylvania by the Atlanta Braves back in 1996. Got to the big leagues 2 years later. With Atlanta through 04, moved on to Texas, the Cubs, Cleveland, St. Louis, now the Giants. 1-2.
Chased that 0-1 slider in the dirt. He's passed at the last two out of the strike zone.
Got him on a pitch in the dirt. He strikes out DeRosa. 1 out. Now, George, with Pill coming up, if you want, you can walk him with first base open and set up the opportunity to flip a double play.
Yeah, there's that hard slider. Caught more of the plate. DeRosa looked horrible on the swing, and absolutely right. If that's what you want to do, set up the double play ball. Lean has squatted behind the plate looking into the dugout. Apparently they will pitch to the youngster. If you're that youngster, you look slider, I would think, after seeing what he did to DeRosa.
He didn't locate that slider where he wanted to. It was fouled back. Coors Light cold hard blast. Brett Pill, big strong guy, 6'4", 235 pounds. He hit it off the scoreboard to drive in the second run for the Giants. That gave him the 2-1 lead at that point in time as he's greeted to third by Tim Flannery. Coors Light cold hard blast. 0-1 the count on Pill. Burris at third, Beltran at second. 3-3 game. It's now a final. Arizona's lost 3-1 to San Diego. So the Giants, you know they're well aware of that. If they win, they get within 5. They still have 6 games left with the D-backs. You know what? George, you go back to 1998. The Giants trailed the Cubs by 5 games with 11 to play for the wild card. They ended up finishing in a dead heat. They went to Wrigley and played a game 163. We know all about those. They lost at Wrigley Field, but the point being is they made up 5 games in 11 ball games.
Well, you know who hit the home run at Coors Field? It was a big home run. It was Nafi Perez to right field in the lower section up here to beat the San Francisco Giants on the last day that sent them to Chicago for the playoff.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to win it outright.
Nafi changed their course, and they had to fly to Chicago.
Two and two on Brett Pill. And this is lined to the gap in left center field. It'll score 2 runs. Brett Pill on his way to second. And now heading to third with his second triple of the ball game. He's driven in 3. And the Giants have a 5-3 lead at Coors Field. Tough inning for Houston Street.
Slider. See what this is. Very good low ball hitter. He reaches out and gets it. Boy, you can really see his strength right here. He crushed that ball into left center field. It's off to the races for Dexter. Off to the races for EY as the 2 runs come around to score, and then a relay in, not in time. As Pill gets into third base, and Houston Street had a very difficult night here at Coors Field.
Matt Lindstrom coming on, 5-3 Giants. One out with George Frazier.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
We're at the Camarena Club. We want to thank all the good folks here and our studio audience also down below here at the Camarena Club. We had a lot of fun again. It's our second tour of duty up here at the Camarena Club, way out in center field. We're here in May. We're here in September. And next time we come out here, I want it to be July because both times it got cold. But it's a great place to catch the ball game. And a lot of televisions up here. You can see some of your other teams you follow play at the same time you're watching the Rockies from a beautiful locale with good food. Matt Lindstrom to Aubrey Huff pinch hitting. And this is fouled back. Huff pinch hitting for Orlando Cabrera. Brett Pill at third base, so the infield remains in. Pill with back-to-back triples in this ball game, the first 2 of his career. Coming home with it. Safe. I think that's the right call. Pill's tag, or excuse me, Pill was tagged after he had crossed home plate. Rosario tried to get the tag down on the throw from Pacheco. It is 6-3.
Huff did his job, pull the ball to the right side, even with the infield pulled in. Pacheco's got a backhand. He's got to catch the baseball. He threw a strike. But you know what? Why was Rosario so far up the first baseline?
Do you know what? I want to correct what I said. I think he was out. I don't know if this will. I don't know if that's not the great angle. Truck had a great angle a moment ago. I think this
look
is
where your
it.
umpire goes. Watch your umpire.
See, George, his foot was offline, Pills.
I thought it was too.
And he kind of slid right into the tag.
That's weird.
Slow it down. There's the glove. He's out. He's out. He was out. You know, initially it looked like the glove was in the middle of the plate, so the foot hit the plate first. And that's obviously what Paul Schreiber saw. It goes as a fielder's choice RBI for Huff. And Darren Ford nearly got picked off, and that gets thrown away. Up the right field line, Ford will end up at third. The one thing that's been tough to watch, the Rockies playing a lot of young players, and they're playing some guys out of position, but it's been sloppy at times the last few days, and that's being kind.
And here's a couple of errors right in a row. Snapped her over to Pacheco. He's not going to be able to pick that out. And then Ford, who came on to pinch run, you'll see his speed turn it up. Now you got one out, runner at third base again. And you're sitting here, no balls, no strikes. And you're facing a youngster, Christian, but he's going to stay in the game because you want his defense in the outfield.
2 errors in the inning, all on the pitcher. Pitch out, nothing going on. All right. Look at the board, and that's a 1-0 count with Christian at the plate. Rockies thinking they may squeeze there. Rockies had a 3-2 lead. 4 runs in the inning. There's still just 1 out. Teams that are fighting, trying to figure out a way to stay in the race, are able to win these kinds of games. And the Giants, George, have found a way here late.
Yeah, they used their entire bench to do it too. I mean, they waited till the right time to use certain guys. They used Huff to come in, but and again they utilized their speed. Torres came, and then a Burris pinch ran, and then you know, the errant throw by Houston Street on the bunt attempt. Now the pickoff throw let Ford get all the way to third base.
And that was a safety squeeze.
See, most of the time after you pitch out once, very rarely you're going to pitch out twice. And that's why Bochy squeezed there. The chess game against 2 veteran managers plays on.
Throws the bat at it. Coming home with it is Gomez, and Rosario, the good tag on Ford. Good throw by Hector Gomez to Aline Rosario. 2 outs.
It's all about getting rid of the ball. The infield's in, reach out for the slider, throws his bat at it, and then it's all up to Gomez. Rosario out in front of the plate again, yet he's going to pick this baseball, and then he's going to come right back into him again. Tag applied early.
This is the pitcher spot, the 8 hole, and now Mike Fontenot will pinch hit. He's the 8th man to hit in the inning. Giants up 6-3. Lindstrom gives a look at Christian, who stole a base back in the 2nd inning. Ground ball to Mark Ellis. He'll set his feet and throw to Pacheco. 4 runs in the inning. All 4 will be charged to Houston Street. And the Giants have turned a 3-2 deficit into a 6-3 advantage. Eighth inning. Fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more for the Rockies Taco Special from Taco Bell, text the keyword taco to 720-720. Some changes to tell you about with the Giants. They have a new shortstop. Brandon Crawford is playing short, the starter there the last couple of days. At second base, Emmanuel Burris. The outfield remains the same. Sergio Romo is now on the hill. See him visiting with Hector Sanchez. Sanchez came in last inning. League hitting just 148 against Romo.
Pretty good. He's making his 60th appearance. One of the better setup men in all of baseball. There's 22 hits in 44 innings so far given up by Romo.
Slider for a strike.
You're going to see an awful lot of sliders.
Yeah, I want to correct something that I said earlier, George. I said the Giants in Arizona play 6 more times. They play 3 more times at Chase Field. A 1-2 count on Rosario. Slider. Now Romo has the second longest scoreless streak going in the big leagues, 19 2/3 innings now. He hasn't allowed a run in his last 24 games. The opposition 4 for their last 60 against Sergio Romo. Hector Gomez, last at bat, a memorable one, his first big league hit. He takes a strike.
Romo's one of those guys, you look up and you say, man, he must throw 100 miles an hour. Nope, he's 88, 91. A really good slider, but what he does, he pounds the strike zone with those 2 pitches.
Chris Nelson waiting for his turn. Oh, 2 count on Gomez.
Hey, traveling, if you want to subscribe to MLB.tv to see every Rockies game on your computer or favorite devices, visit ColoradoRockies.com to order now.
And a line drive to right. Another base hit for Gomez.
As soon as some of these kids, as talented as they are, start to get comfortable, we'll start to see some results. We saw it with Tommy Field. We've seen it with Gomez. We've seen it with other players. And I think, you know, it's a matter of just getting here and getting in a uniform and feeling halfway comfortable about it. Chris Nelson, who came in a double switch when Street came in the game, a hit here in the 9-hole.
Oh, and 1 to count. Giants 38-23 against the West. You know, they're 17-11 out on the road. It's the best record they've had inside the division since 2003, better than last year. Oh, and 2. You know their record when they have a 3-run lead, 41-0.
Yeah, well, it's just absolutely crazy.
Sliders fouled off the mask of Hector Sanchez.
He's talking about pounding the strike zone. He's thrown 10 pitches in the game, 10 strikes. Talking about Romo.
And Nelson pokes one to center field. That'll drop. And it's first and second. Romo in his last 24 outings had given up 5 hits. Now he gives up back-to-back singles to a couple of youngsters. Eric Young Jr. will come up.
Well, obviously tough to turn two. You got decent speed on the base paths with Nelson and Gomez. So you got a chance to keep this inning alive, keep things rolling with 1 out. Fowler right behind him with speed.
And they'll get the force at second. Crawford does the old wheel around to see if the lead runner Gomez would take a big turn at third. 2 outs.
Right guy at the plate now. He came up with the bases loaded, put the Rockies on top with a line drive base hit to right field. Three walks in the ballgame. What Tracy tell us earlier? 3 times in his career. 3rd time it had happened for 3 walks for Dexter Fowler in a game.
Yep. Off the end of the bat, a ball and a strike.
Five hits, 15 and a third innings. That string a little longer. Drew mentioned 19 and a third, but since the All-Star break, 15 and a third, just 5 hits. Romo of the Giants.
Two and one on Fowler. That's a fair ball. Hill finally gets a hold of it, steps on the bag. Rockies lead 2 on. They trail by 3 going to the 9th. Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Sonic, you've got two hands for a reason. Put the kick and Coney in one and the bacon and blue dog in the other. They're new and only at Sonic for $1.99. By Braconier, for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Braconier at 303-777-3037. Think green, think Braconier. And by Moneyball, starring Brad Pitt, theaters September 23rd, rated PG-13. Great crowd at Coors Field tonight. Rockies had a 3-2 lead. They gave up 4, though, in the top of the 8th inning. They trail at 6-3. Coming up on the Twitter postgame show, plenty to do. For more, here's Mark Stout.
We do have plenty to do. In fact, we're going to talk about the lucky sevens. This Giants team, if they can win, they'll make it 7 straight and pick up a game in the NL West race. Also the young guns, Pomeranz, Pacheco, Gomez, all doing the job for the Rockies. We'll talk about that. We'll hear from the skipper as well. Coming up on the Toyota post-game show, guys.
All right, Mark, thank you. Edgmer Escalona is going to throw the 9th inning. It'll be the 10th appearance for Escalona. And, George, we haven't talked a great deal about Escalona. He hasn't been in critical situations, which isn't a surprise for a young pitcher coming up. But whenever he has been handed the baseball, by and large, he's done a pretty good job.
He's done a very nice job. A lot of 3-inning stints. I think that's why he got a little stiff shoulder. He'd only been throwing an inning, maybe an inning and a third in AAA, but a big, strong right-hander. Throw the ball 90-95. Used a slider a lot. But down at AAA, he'd been used in primarily setup and relief role. You know, it's funny, I heard you do the Sonic thing on the billboards at the end. I'm a number 2 guy with mayonnaise and a Route 66 Coke. You're looking at me funny, right there. Right here.
Oh, it's Sonic. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
You know, it's a drive-in. They got deals. You pull up, you press a button.
I know exactly. You know, you were out of context for the first time ever.
That's right there. I Sonic. I just talked about billboards, and I said what I like there. The number 2 with mayonnaise.
I've known you for
fries and a Route 66 Coke.
This ball's hooked to right, a base hit for Hector Sanchez. Honestly, I've known you over 20 years. That's the first time I've ever been confused by something you said.
I would think so. You're looking at me like the dog in the window. By the way, I think we're the only ones left.
Where's all our friends? Galen's
still
here.
Yeah, she's still here. She's.
You know, Galen was offering up jackets a while
about
ago.
A minute.
Right? And all of a sudden, so you know what? Those jackets, I think I'm going to
now
wear
wait a
them.
second. I'm going to defend her a little bit. Her alarm went off at 4:15 this morning. She had a crew call over at Sports Authority Field at 5.
Did you work the CU-CSU game also?
Well, why else would she get up at 5 for a crew call? Duh. Just turn around and keep score.
Just check.
Well, I'm telling you.
Nice job, Galen.
She just got up at 5 to go over and cheer on the crew call. Way to go, guys.
Well, you know what?
Showed up.
Galen's a team player. That wouldn't surprise me. 2-strike count on Torres.
You do it. You got a few yogiisms in that brain over there, too, you know. Oh, did you work today? No, I just got up to cheer them on, make sure they all got there on time.
So, you know what? That's a scary thing. That 20-plus years, it's all starting to rub off on me. That's frightening.
Boy. Get a double play ball right here. Your hot chocolate went to chocolate milk. It's a little chilly out here for the cold hot chocolate.
That's number 2 on the evening, by the way. Hot chocolate. How many coffees yet?
25. I did good. Galen only got me 2.
Edgmer Escalona. Popped him up. Skating backwards is Hector Gomez. 1 out. Emmanuel Burris will be coming up. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. The accounts, descriptions of the game may not be passed along without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies. First AB for Emmanuel Burris. Native of Washington. You know, there haven't been a ton of over the last 20 years.
How many?
Kids out of the district to make the big leagues, and Emmanuel Burris, one of those.
He's one of the few, that's for sure.
Went to Kent University.
He made it early, too. He was up like 3 years ago. He's kind of bounced back and forth between Fresno and San Francisco. You know, Oakland has their AAA team very close in Sacramento. Their high A team, Stockton, is playing in the California League Finals against Lake Elsinore, which is the Padres. And then San Francisco has Fresno and San Jose right there next to them. That's what Paul Schreiber did, the same thing.
Come on, Paul. Well, you know, Paul's right, I'm wrong.
A little bit off of the plate.
I have a better view, Paul. I'm about 518 feet away. Sorry, Paul. 1-2's the count on Emmanuel Burris. That's down the left field line. EY hoping for a play. Careful. Rats. Was right there.
All the little kids are over high-fiving him, thinking he'll give it to us. I know he will. See, they're all waving to him. He'll give it to us. But, see, they're wanting to give him the baseball. He's like, I ain't giving you the baseball. I was a little kid.
This ball's well hit. Dexter turns his back on it, chases it down. All the way to second base was Sanchez. He'll retreat to first. You know, that's where it's fun. Another area that it's interesting, George, because we're so used to being behind home plate, which is the best place to call a game from, to be honest. But being out here in the Macarena Club, we watched Dexter, and it was textbook. He turned his head, he ran to a spot, then turned around, found the baseball again, and he made a difficult play look really easy.
Well, he glides after the baseball so well. I think that's why it allows him to get back and make plays like that. That makes it look very easy when it's not. After a leadoff single, Escalona has an opportunity here to get out of this mess with a couple of guys on base. Or excuse me, one man on base, 2 fly balls, a weak and then a deep fly ball to center.
Did I call it the Macarena Club, George?
I'm not sure what you call it, Drew. I've listened to you so much, sometimes I just let it go over.
Well, you know what? Confused
it
me
is
early.
the Camarena Club. See, there's a sign right back up here. If you get confused, look at the sign.
Well, it's not that. It's every once in a while they'll do the Macarena here in the Camarena
Well, I've seen
Club.
you doing that before, too.
Especially if they have a little too much of the sign below the Camarena.
Well, I've seen you do it.
No,
I did. Oh, yeah, I did.
No,
yeah, I did too. With all the kids and everything, you were doing it.
Galen, take him away now.
Promise?
Yeah.
Go away. Go home? No. Rockies are going to have come back bottom of the ninth.
2-1 on Beltran. And snap throw to first. Nope.
Well, they stole a base on him today, and I guarantee you, Wileen's not very happy about it. So he said, I'm going to try to get even. He'll snap throw down to Jordan Pacheco at first. Unfortunately, Gale dove back underneath the tag.
Carlos Beltran, 2 doubles, a single, and 4 trips tonight. 81 RBIs, the average with the 3 hits tonight over 300. He's at 301. Pacheco in foul ground. Rockies work to do at the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail the Giants 6-3. Led an inning and a half ago 3-2. They now trail 6-3. Jordan Pacheco will lead things off for the Rockies. And Casilla is now out on the hill in the absence of Brian Wilson. He's been doing the closing. And Seth Smith is going to pinch hit. Pitcher spot is where Jason Giambi was in the lineup. Casilla 2 nights ago earned his 4th save of the year. So Santiago Casilla will throw the 9th.
Well, pretty good numbers too. 4 out of 5 in save opportunities. You see the innings pitched, the hits, the walks, the strikeouts. I mean, if you can get him to get the zone, to get the ball up in the zone a little bit, you got a pretty decent chance. First night in here when the Giants won, worked an inning with a hit and a couple of strikeouts. Well, in a game like tonight with all the pinch hitters, guys pinch running, everybody out of the bullpen being used, Mom can't be mad. All the kids got to play.
Yes, they did. I'm just trying to count up now from Bruce Bochy's standpoint. He used 6 different position players off his bench. And now on the hill is the 6th pitcher he's used in the ball game. So, you know, there was the 9 that started. Now 11 other guys have gotten in. Pacheco, an RBI single in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. He takes strike 1. Jordan with the base hit in the 5th inning. Now has a 7-game hitting streak. That's how beat up the Rockies are, George. I'm thinking back to spring training, wondering if Jordan, even in a split squad game, as good as he was going, I don't know if he hit 3rd.
Never did.
Two and 1. Second time he's hit 3rd since he's come up. He's also hit 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And this is bounced up the middle, redirected. Nice bare hand play. That's a terrific play by Crawford. 1-6-3 on the putout.
chop a little bit higher. Knows he's got a bare hand and a really awkward way to get to the baseball than to throw over to Pill. Everybody talks about how good a glove this kid Crawford has and the arm strength, everything to go with it. They just can't wait for the bat to come along and match up with it.
So Seth Smith will pinch hit here. And a base hit for Smith. That'll bring up Ty Wigginton. With Hector Gomez playing last night, the Rockies have now set a new franchise record, having utilized 55 players in 2011. Wow. Previous record 54. You break camp with 25. And you know going in, there's going to be moves made.
Well, you need 7 to 8 starting pitchers, typically, because somebody's going to go down, somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to fail to do their job. You're going to need some help in your bullpen. You know a position guy is going to go down. But 55, wow.
One of those years. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wigginton.
That's just one of those years to forget about.
This ball game, forgot about it. It's a long time ago. Was delayed about 15 minutes at the outset by rain.
Well, it's cruising along pretty good. 2 youngsters. I want to show something here on Hector Sanchez. He's got to get a little more careful with his signs. Let's see if he does it here. Now, doesn't do it on the fastball. On the slider, he did it. He gets too deep, too close to the ground. And dugouts, coaches, other people can see those. Ball smoke foul. All you have to do is whistle out a batter's name, let him know fastball's coming. Smith off with the ball on the bat.
(3-2). Wiggy fouls that pitch off. High fives all around. Another opportunity for somebody in the crowd.
Look at all the airplanes. See them? Look at them flying down in front of us. You missed them.
I did see him. They came out of the top deck. Smith at first with 1 out. 9th inning. And ball 4. So the Rockies will get the tying run to the plate. Mark Ellis. Mark has hit 5 home runs since coming from Oakland. 0 for 4 tonight. He's got a 9-game hitting streak on the line. He and Todd Helton, after getting prepared to play today for Ellis. Helton working on the back. Sitting in the clubhouse watching Florida play Tennessee. Those two had significant rooting interest. Mark obviously had played his college baseball for the Gators. Helton, as you all know, played for the Volunteers.
Galen, what did you say the score was? Oklahoma 23-13 also. Tight game down at Florida. It was actually tied 13-13 in the fourth quarter, and Oklahoma able to pull it off.
Your alma mater, #1 in the land.
Yep. Again for the 100th time and set a record this week.
One and 2. Pretty good quarterback there in Landry Jones. See if Mark can get a pitch to drive. Smith at second, Wigginton at first with 1 out. And he drives this to right, a base hit. Seth Smith around third, he'll score. And Ellis in a second, tying run is in scoring position. Mark Ellis, a 10-game hitting streak, it's 6-4.
Yeah, good for Mark Ellis. He'd struggled with runners in scoring position, hitting below 200 this year, but comes up with a big 1-out hit to make this a 2-run ball game. 1 swing away from tying this thing up now. Really happy for him. Fastball down and away, didn't try to pull it, just went to the opposite field with it. An upper half swing, did not use the lower body much at all. Just let the ball do all the talking off the bat. Shot it down that right field line, and now an opportunity with Rosario coming to the plate, who has power to face the hard throwing Casilla. Now the one thing, if they look back at his last 2 at bats in the 6th and the 8th, there was a lot of sliders thrown, and he had a difficult time handling them. Lopez the lefty, Ramirez the right-hander in the bullpen for the Giants.
The 2X Rockies. They get the rally caps going. And now the Rockies, a base hit, perhaps from tying this up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 out. Willeen Rosario takes ball 1. A double in 4 trips tonight for Rosario. Wigginton at third, Mark Ellis at second. Smith already in the house. Again, Brian Wilson not available. He's been injured for a while. He's on the DL. And that is bounced foul. Well, George, if it's going to happen tonight, the kids are going to be involved. Rosario at the plate. There's Wilson with Hector Gomez on deck. That ball is short. And with the run score, Crawford throws across, out number 2. Rosario gets an RBI. It is 6-5. And Hector Gomez coming up. First 2 hits of his big league career, his first big league start.
Giants,
make it 3 and make it real special.
Yeah, Giants fans on their feet looking for the end, and the Rockies fans on their feet looking for a base hit and a tie.
Gomez calls time and backs out. Hard sinker down and in. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. With one out, Smith a pinch hit single. Wigginton walked, and then Ellis doubled in a run. Rosario pushed another one across on that fielder's choice ground out. But the Rockies need one more knock to get even. 2-strike count on Hector Gomez. Bruce Bochy's club trying to win their 7th consecutive game.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Bochy looking out at his catcher, and it's like, okay, you've thrown him nothing but fastballs. Why are you doing it? Give him a slider. See if he can hit it. Take it out of the plate and stop going with so many fastballs in.
You know what? Gomez is doing the right thing.
Sure he is.
Make it on your time, not on the pitcher's time.
Going in again with the heater.
And he got it. The Giants survive the 9th inning. They win it 6-5. They've won the first 3 games of this 4-game set. They've won 7 in a row, which matches their longest win streak of the season. They won 7 straight back in the latter part of June. The final tonight, the Giants 6, the Rockies 5. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Brett Pill, a pair of triples in the ball game. He drove in 3. For Brett Pill, the Jimmy John's delivery of the game. The Giants improve to 82-70. They stay alive in the playoff hunt. The Rockies fall to 70-81. The Toyota postgame show's up next. Stick around.